Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we have Hands Feirros, if I'm saying it correctly, who comes to us obviously from, well, Games Workshop. I thought I would say Games Workshop there. There we go, that's the yellow logo I was looking for. So anyway, Feirros here is the Iron Hand with the Harrow Hand, which is his big fancy axe, and a literal iron hand. The Gorgon's Wrath! Okay. Sadly, his servo arm doesn't have a special name, but the Gorgon's Wrath. I'm not even getting a reaction out of the kid sitting here at the table. He's completely ignoring me. Fine. Alright, so Feirros comes on another one of these half sprues, and it looks like we have approximately 17 parts at least, which is kind of sad considering his buddy Shrike came with like 25. But I do have to say, Feirros here feels a lot meatier and chunkier. Nice, big, solid, manly pieces. Not all edgelord emo style like Caveman. These extra vowels to be more edgy, right? Anyway, we're going to get started on Feirros here. I'm going to start with just the basic body, and we'll build it up, and we'll see how things progress. Shall we? We shall. Here we have all of Feirros' parts laid out. You've got the back torso, the front of the torso with the smock slash loincloth slash armor slash gear all over it. Shin guards, obviously with cog motifs, even though they're a bit out of focus there. The fashionable iron hands. 2 legs, because more would be better, but we don't do that with the Astartes. Might want to be careful getting that wire cut out there. The required skull underneath foot. Now, paying attention to the head, he does have a very cool techie head, but he also has the same kind of connecting piece that a lot of modern GW heads have. So I'm sure if you wanted to experiment without actually cutting anything up, if you've got other heads with similar shaped prongs sticking off, you are more than likely able to use that in lieu of this one, if you chose. Surprisingly, his arms are just 2 pieces. He's already holding the Harrow hand, and his other arm already has the shoulder pad attached. Whereas that one doesn't. So pretty simple construction of the actual body. We're going to build that, and then whether or not we actually glue it to the 40mm base he has with him, I don't know, but we'll see how he looks. One moment. And here is Feirros in his most basic of form. So I went ahead and glued the head because I knew I'm going to use it, but it does look like you can keep it unattached. He's got a very close gait. His legs are close together, and it's going to be kind of a challenge getting that loincloth in there. Went together pretty easy, that's always a plus, but that weapon is going to be in the way if you're a super ultra painter, which I'm not, so I'm not going to care, and I'm not going to worry about it. Armor is a little bit thicker, but that seems to always be the case for techmarines. We're having our 2 sizes of marines. You can see here, just to get a good sense of scale. Fits in pretty decent with the Primaris, so that makes sense. Let's move on and take a look at his backpack rig with the Gorgon's Wrath. So here's everything to set up Feirros' backpack. Now, it's not the traditional plug, so I don't think you can get away with using it on a regular marine if you're going to do some kind of crazy kill team conversion. Maybe you could, I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing there. Sorry. And then you have the 2 servo claws, or servo arms. One's got like an arc cutter of some sort, and then you have the actual claw over here. And then, dare I say it, the Gorgon's Wrath! But thankfully it's got 2 pieces to make the barrel, so you don't actually have to drill the hole out yourself. And that's going to attach right there. So I'm going to get this all glued together, and let's take a look at how it all finishes up, and hopefully we will be good to go and get him painted. And our backpack is pretty finished here. So just as a word of advice, be careful with that arm on the claw. It's got that little wire there, and it's going to be very delicate. Otherwise, this lower arm just slots in on the gun, which I've said the name of enough. Basically just plugs in right here, and you connect the bottom ammo belt feed there. And with all of that, There is no attachment point, sadly. It just kind of adjusts to the contours of Feirros' armor. And you can see here, with all of that done, he's going to be quite the bulky lad. So, I don't know if it's going to really work with anybody else's armor. If you're game to try that out, I'd say go for it. Obviously, with everything attached to him, he's going to have a much bigger presence on the tabletop. See the glue job there. Yeah. So this being the only techmarine that I've ever owned at any point in time, I'm kind of happy to have him. And I'm looking forward to getting him painted. Hopefully this has been of some help to you, and I can then say my farewells. This is High Lord Tamberlane saying, "The Gorgon's Wrath!" Bye-bye.